Yeah, this is the same day. You probably may, or you may already know that, but it's around 8 o'clock at night, and I've eaten nothing today. Um, I got like stomach cramping, and I can't go to the bathroom. Made the mistake of taking a full 10 milligram pill of Valium just because I felt so anxious. And I actually feel sicker than I did before. I feel scared. Uh, very depressed and very nervous. So I'm not going to be going to no dentist. I'm just hoping to sleep. I need to get up and force myself to find something to eat. I'm just hoping to sleep. I don't know, this stuff can turn on a dime sometimes. But yeah, I feel real sick. Um, I I made an effort. I called my cousin in Florida, but he was uh, fairly well drunk, and I called my niece, who I hadn't spoken to in a very long time, and you know, because I just something happened to her phone, and so she has a different phone number now, and you know, she was glad to hear from me. That was like the highlight of my day, as I could hear it in her voice. Um, but yeah, I'm suffering pretty bad right now. I mean, I don't know, like, so yeah, increasing the dose didn't help. It didn't help me sleep. It didn't help my nerves. It didn't help my appetite. Um, so shouldn't have done that shit. Um, I did. This is ironic as hell, but so I'm watching the Joe Rogan podcast. I heard of the guy before, but I'm only uh, vaguely familiar with him. I just saw clips, but he's a Canadian guy named Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you heard of him or whatever, but so I watched this whole podcast. Like I'm kind of in and out on it, just feeling miserable. But it's over 2 hours long, and then I read the comments, and nobody's talking about it, but somebody in the comments said to think this guy blew his brains out on benzos. I'm like, what? So I looked it up, and then I found a video of his daughter talking about the guy, and it turns out that the dude's in our shoes. And, this guy's like a genius level type person. And, there's 2 million hits on the video of the daughter. Like most of his um, videos are in the millions on hits. So, you know, I wrote in the comments, like I, I wish I never took a benzo, and I know what Mr. Peterson is going through, and I wish him a full recovery, and may he use his fame and eloquence to speak about benzos, not to speak about his particular experience with it, and but yeah, he got real bad sick from it, and it's funny. It's not funny. It's horrible. But his doctor did the same thing that my doctor did to me. It's like, oh, you're having a hard time. Well, here, take some more. It's the same thing I did to myself today. It's not an answer. It's not. It's not. That's not the answer to the problem. Um, yeah. So that's tomorrow. Unless there's some kind of a miraculous turnaround, I don't really. It's not an essential appointment anyway. But I'm gonna call off the appointment tomorrow. But I'm gonna leave the link to the video I just saw. That's only like 2 minutes long of a daughter reading a prepared statement about the guy. But what a shock! It's like I'm here and I'm miserable and I haven't eaten all day, and I'm watching a video trying to take my mind off my problem. And it turns out the guy, I went through all kind of clinics and went to Russia to try to seek help. He's a Canadian. He went to he went to American doctors, Canadian doctors, Russian doctors. It's like, yeah. Anyways, that's all there is to that. I already spoke enough today. Um, uh, you know, I'm sorry if this is a downer seeing me like, ugh, but this is the way it is right now. And I have to adopt my tomorrow's another day philosophy because I'm real bad right now. And I have to go force myself to try to eat something, and it's like, yeah, I just, it's the main reason I'm popping on here is just, the video where I'm goofy and stuff like that. This is what happens with this stuff. I'm not gonna get like, this guy could get like 3-4 million hits if he hasn't appeared on camera for like a long time. The name is Jordan Peterson. If you don't know the name, he get like 4 million hits easy. He could use it if he can recover. She said in the video that he would be the next person making an appearance. He hasn't been even appearing on camera. He's not well enough to do that. Or not willing to do it or whatever. Who knows? But yeah, he could be the spokesperson that I was railing about, where it's like we need a spokesperson, like somebody famous. Anyways, yeah. This is just one of them deals, man, where I'm in a bad way, and I just have to figure it out. I'm just have to force myself to eat. I mean, I did try in my own way today. I made the video to try to get some of my feelings out, and then I called people and I tried to make human contact that way, and I should not be fucking around with my taper. It's not gonna help matters. It's just cabin fever. It's just too much mental strain right now. And yeah, so I'll check back in briefly. Not no hour, gab fest or anything like that, but I'll check back in briefly, maybe tomorrow for a couple of minutes, and I'll tell you how I am. But yeah, click on the link if you're interested. We'll see you later.